and Mike Morrill of Natick on Candlepin Doubles. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Leary. Well, we don't have any rookies here. All these guys have been with us before, so they're eager to get going. And just to remind you, if you are new, what they're bowling for the winning team here, $500 will go to the winners, $300 to the losers, and then all kinds of bonus money as well. We haven't had a 300 game in a long, long time, about a year or so. Maybe we can put that together today. That'd be worth an extra $100. And then $50 for 3 marks in a row, $1,000 for 3 strikes in a row. So there's a lot of money up for grabs. Let's see who does the grabbing now as we get underway. Our champs, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill, they're trying to do it for the second straight time today. Gene Gates and Bill Lipetri, they've both been with us before. Bill, not for about 6 or 7 years or so, back in the old mixed doubles show. In fact, Bill said he took a couple of years off from bowling, and it's only been within the past year that he started to bowl competitively, and obviously it didn't take him long to get on track. He opens with a strike. And Mike Morrill with 10. So at this point, we're even. Depending how many Bill Lipetri can knock down on his strike. Mike Morrill with what looks to be a sure thing here. And he's got it. Bill Lipetri on his second bonus ball gets them all. 2 marks in a row, 1 more, and we'll give away some bonus money. Bill Lipetri's going to check this out because there's $50 riding on it. See if he can play that piece of wood there to help him knock down the 7th pin. And almost. Great bit. So we'll stuff the bonus money back in the cash drawer and maybe give it away a little later. Challengers are off and running here. 10-pin lead through the first 3. Mike Morrill from Natick. Mike's married with 1 son. Bill Lipetri is married, lives in Stow. Bill Lipetri and Gene Gates made it here with a 13.08 in their roll-off. 15 pins better than what Jack Ray and Mike Morrill had in their roll-off. Bill takes a 9, so we're still 10 pins apart. Last box for these guys, and their partners will get up, finish out the opening string. Bill Lipetri with the 4 horsemen. Mike Morrill takes a 10 and takes a seat. And Bill Lipetri takes a 9. So Mike is able to chop off 1 pin from the lead anyway in the 5th box. And at the halfway mark in the opening string, here's how we look. The challengers, Bill Lipetri and Gene Gates at 64, and the defending champs, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill at 55. We'll be back with part 2 of the opening string right after this. All right, here we go with part 2 of the first string. The other half of our defending champions, Jack Ray, will lead it off. And now Gene Gates, who was with us only about 4 or 5 months ago, I guess, at the end of last year. Jack Ray opens up with a spare. And Gene with a good recovery after the half Worcester. Takes a 10. The big fill here, these guys can get right back into it, and sure enough they do. So we're dead even after 6. Couple of 10s, so we're still in a dead heat. 84-84 after the first 7. Jack Ray is single from Woburn. He's a manager at New England Superior Supply Company. Gene works as a lab man in Marlboro. He's single. Couldn't get the hit pin. Good 10. And Gene will be hard pressed to get it himself with a 1-7. Good shot. So we're still even. 94 apiece now through the first 8. Gene has a high single of 199, a high triple of 465, and a 125 average. Jack Ray carries a 122 average, and a great spare. Gene Gates with a chance to match him, and he does. Matching marks in the 9th. Big fill. Got it. Spare in the 10th. And a strike on that would be worth $50 in bonus money. As Jack Ray sits down after a 9 and a 119. Not sure if we can capture this, but Gene is into body English. Looks like he's performing in an aerobics class sometimes after he makes his delivery. All right, he gets 7 on the spare. And as a result, the challengers zip into a 10-pin lead here after the opening string. The challenging team of Bill Lipetri and Gene Gates is at 129, and the defending champs, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill, at 119. So a 10-pin spread. We'll see if it holds up when we come back with string number 2 right after this. All right, here we go with string number 2. Bill Lipetri will start it off on lane 30. Challengers move into this with a healthy 10-pin lead. Bill is after the diamond. And he's got it. Good shot. Mike Morrill can't get the lone pin. There it is. Bill Lipetri has a high single of 181 and a high triple of 438 with a 117 average. Mike Morrill carries a 123 average. His high single is 195 and high triple 457. So the challengers have added 7 pins to the lead. Overall now it's 17 with 8 to go. Got it. Well, the champs needed one. It's been a tough go of it so far. And Bill Lipetri gets his 10. So with a big fill here, Mike Morrill will have a chance to chop away in what had been a substantial lead of 17 pins. Maybe, Couple of 10s. So we're dead even in this one, which means the champs have 10 pins to make up with 6 boxes to go. So the last box here for both Bill Lipetri and Mike Morrill. All he needs is a 7 pin. And he doesn't get it. Bounced in the gutter and then came out. So he doesn't get the mark. Neither does Mike Morrill, but at least Mike and Jack Ray stay within 10. Exactly 10. 54-54 after the first 5. So it'll be settled by Jack Ray and Gene Gates.
Come on, look quick. There we go.
All of them. Gene Gates takes his 10, so we're still even in this one. But again, remember the champs, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill, have to make up 10 from the first string. And Jack Ray's got a golden opportunity to do that right here. He's going to wipe his brow a little bit and take a good look at this thing. With all that wood down there, he's got a good shot of going. And he's got it. And Jack Ray gets 9, so with 4 to go, we're 1 pin apart. One pin difference. However, in the 7th, Jack Ray is opposite that spare, which is what Gene Gates is filling out now, and filling out pretty well with 7 of them. (83-81) overall, then an 8-pin lead for the challengers. Nope. All right, a couple of 9s. So still an 8-pin lead for Bill Lipetri and Gene Gates with 2 to go. At stake here again, 500 to the winning team, 300 to the losers, and the winner also gets a chance to keep coming back as long as he or they can keep winning. All right, there's one spare. We should have another one too. No. And that might do it. Jack takes his 10. He's going to need a real big finish and hope that Gene Gates doesn't get much of a fill here. But that's hoping against hope. An 8 for 108. 16-pin lead going into the last box. Needs them all. Jack gets a spare, but a little too late as Gene Gates sits down with well, not a bad finish, but not quite a good enough one. As Gene Gates and Bill Lipetri are able to pull it out, they finish up with a 117 in string number 2 for a 2-string total of 246. And for our challengers here, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill, a 2nd string of 121, had that to the 119 in the previous string, and we have a 2-string total of 240. So in the end, it comes down to 6 pins, and as a result, we've got some new champions. We'll be back with the winners and the losers right after this. All right, we say goodbye to these guys here, Jack Ray and Mike Morrill. You weren't with us that long, but in fact, it looked like you had the spare there in the 9th and the 2nd one. Just every which way but on it, huh?
Well, I guess you need a little bit of luck sometimes, and even though you hit them, they just don't happen to go.
Yeah.
Just one bad break and cost a match.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see you guys again. Now, I remember this little guy from the Super Bowl, the championship, the Old Pages Championship a couple of years ago. He had a little T-shirt on him that said "Strike." Now, you should have worn that today. You could have used it, huh?
Really, I couldn't need all the help I got today.
Remember the last time he had that on, we mentioned something about the T-shirt, and then sure enough, he got a 9 on the first ball. He almost got the strike.
Yeah.
You tell Daddy to bowl better next time, okay?